This video is going to pre-teach some important vocabulary that you will need in the upcoming days with the concepts we're going to talk about. I'm not going to get into specifics about the vocabulary words. I'm just going to give you some quick background knowledge to get you ready. We did already talk about arrays, and we're going to use arrays again in these vocabulary terms because arrays are very helpful because they help us see special properties of numbers. They help us to see some unique characteristics of numbers. One of the vocabulary words we're going to talk about, which may already be familiar to you, is even number. An even number is a number that can be grouped in twos. That means there's no leftovers. And one of the number's factors will always be 2. The opposite of an even number is an odd number. These cannot be evenly distributed into groups of 2. So they can't be. There's always going to be one left over. And then you know because of that one left over that 2 is not a factor of an odd number. Prime numbers. This may be a new one to you. A prime number is a number that has exactly 2 factors. The only way to make this number is 1 and the number itself. So just real quick, let's look at this. 1 and 7. The actual number is 7. The only way to make 7 is to do 1 times 7. There's no other way for you to get to the number 7. 23 is also a prime number. There's no other way to make 23 except for 1 times 23. And remember, we're talking about multiplication here. Composite numbers would be the opposite of prime numbers, and this may be a new word for you as well. Composite numbers, let's think about you make a composition, you build a number. So composite numbers are numbers that have more than 2 factors, and you can build these numbers several ways. The number 36 is the number we're talking about in this particular example. Look at all the ways you can make 36. You can do 1 times 36, 2 times 18, 3 times 12, 9 times 4, 6 times 6. Look back at the last one. There was no other way to make 7 except for 1 times 7, which made it a prime number. 36, however, could be made several different ways, so it's a composite number. Now here's the deal. The number 1 is not prime or composite. The reason being because it is a factor of all numbers. The number 1 can go into all numbers, all whole numbers. So that is the reason why it's not considered prime or composite. A square number. Some of you have heard this before and you've been pretty interested in figuring out how to do it. A square number is the result when a number is multiplied by itself. So right here, we did 3 times 3. See how it's 3 times itself? And you get the number 9. That would be the square. 20 times 20 will result in the number 400. So when you square a number, you multiply it by itself because the sides would be exactly the same.